live. I'll have to give this a second to kind of update. I guess it's still loading. Well, we'll see what happens. Perfect. Okay. So it's good. Good to go. Oh, okay. 1 second. One second. I'm on Joel's stream still. Oh shit, what'd I do? There we go. Okay. So I just... Yo, Mr. Hana, good to see you. KFC man, Brittany, Jennifer, R.A., Austin, Alex. Everybody, it's good to see you. I'm still on Joel's stream, so I'm kind of going back and forth here. So I'm going to link my stream on his chat. Okay, let's see. Emily, good to see you. Let's see. Let's see here. Man, Joel's got 1,000 people. That's crazy. There we go. Hey, gamer. Happy birthday, bro, and have a fun trick-or-treating. Wait, it's not even my birthday. What the hell? Birthday's in February. Thank you, Mr. Haunted. Appreciate that. Lucy just said, I already subbed, Jensen. Sickos. Sicko mode. Okay. Is that Rain? I love Rain soundtracks on Scary Stories. Yeah, it is. I've been getting into the... let me adjust my microphone here. I've been getting into doing the... rain sounds quite a bit. I really enjoy them. And Mr. Haunted, the balls just came through the chat. Scatty Katie, welcome. Let's Read sent me here. Yeah, Let's Read is a super cool guy. And Dead Girls just up. Sweet. Sweeties. Steve B. Can't stay long. It's almost 3, but I thought I'd check the stream out first. Yeah, I usually stream more often. I've been so busy, as a lot of my regulars that come in to watch kind of know. Alex, happy B-Day, bro. Buy yourself a soda pop. It's not even my birthday. Why does everybody think it's my birthday? There's that big baller again. Alex got the big balls. Dan, how you doing? Yeah, dude, hope you're good. I'm doing all right. Weston, how you doing today? Lucy, I saw your message over there on Joel's stream a second ago. Yeah, so, and yeah, also kind of update. I posted on Twitter and everything that I fucking cut my leg open with a box cutter, and it's a pretty good sized gash. I was talking to Joel about it because, you know, he used to be a nurse, so I asked him his thoughts and everything, so he kind of gave me some good advice on what to do with it, and I didn't take any of the advice. I need to get some. I might need stitches. I don't know. It hasn't closed up yet. I mean, it's pretty big, but we'll see. Anyways, I've got quite a good amount of stories to read tonight. I'm gonna put my countdown 10 minutes up here, so that way we know you know, when we'll be getting to these post emo. Show us the cut. No, I'm not gonna show you guys the cut. It's pretty gross. You can see the fat and skin and everything in there. Al Electronics, how you doing? Jensen, my guy, what up? Imagine having Joel as your nurse. Would be badass. That would be badass. Lila, how you doing today? Emily, happy birthday. It's not my birthday. What? Did Joel say it was my birthday on the stream or something? What is going on here? It's not even... It's in February. But yeah, I'll be turning 25 on the 20th of February. Asherilla coming in with a 5 says, I'll stitch it up for you. Guys, and good night, guys. I've already been to sleep twice. Ash, get some sleepies. Asherilla is another content creator you guys should check out. She has some pretty interesting topics she does on her channel. I really enjoy them. Thank you for the 5, by the way, though. Thank you, Emily. Thank you, everybody, for coming out tonight. This is really cool. It's been a little bit here that I've been able to stream, and I know it's kind of late. It's about to be midnight my time here in Arizona. What are you saying? It's not even my birthday. My spit can heal wound. Sounds kind of sexual. Let's see. Kind of rude if you ask me. What way would you say? Let me see. Gotta go up here in the chat. These dudes keep us up. We'll keep you awake forever. Get into your birthday soon. I'm in my, just in my boxers right now, because I like to be comfortable. What time is it for you, Jensen? It's 11:47 p.m. Arizona time. I don't know. Still kind of new here to Arizona, but sexual healing. Alex with the 2 says nuts, balls, even. Happy B-Day, bro. Oh my gosh. Fear the Great White, how you been? Hey Jensen, my only advice for box cutter gashes is to fill it with super glue and close it up. I was thinking about that, just putting some super glue and just, you know, doing that little trick. Read my comment above. What'd you say, Holly? Let me see. What did I miss? Scrolling up here. Just popping in for a second. Hi, B-Day boy. JK. Just popping in to punch you in the jugular. Alright, I'm not gonna show you. It's gross. It's nasty. I took a picture and I sent it to Joel, though. And he was like, oh, okay. It's not too bad. I'm gonna take a sip of some, I guess YouTube has decided your birthday is now in July. it has been known. Just I have my little sound effects here. Let me Brittany with a 50. Holy fuck. I don't know what to say besides get your leg checked out, Holmes, please. Well, I guess now I can afford to actually go get it checked out. Thank you so much. That is, fuck. You guys are all awesome. You guys are, take care, Jensen. I will. You know, I'm going to try to do it as much as I can with, I don't really want to go to the hospital just because of how much, you know, Corona has been going around and stuff. And we have, I think yesterday we had like 34,000 people that were confirmed here, like in one day. Or like 2 days, I guess. And I just don't want to get it and my daughter get it. That's my biggest fear is her getting sick. Just because she's only 4 and her immune system isn't all there necessarily. So just kind of a big fear on that end. That one gave me a good belly laugh. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. How's everyone's restrictions? Scotland has no virus cases. Things have eased up a lot. Hope other places getting better. They're saying that they want to close the English/Scottish border. That's crazy. Yeah, America is like just a big cesspool right now. Or at least that's what the media is pushing out. I don't know. I mean, they closed the gyms again. I had a... If you guys follow me on my Snapchat, I posted about it. I made some weights. That's actually how I cut myself with a box cutter. I was making weights out of cement. But yeah, I was cutting some. It's called what the fuck's it called? It's for cement, and I don't know. It's like cardboard with a liner on it, but it's like circular. I was cutting that, and man, I went full swing. Like, you know, I was putting a lot of pressure to cut that fucking cardboard, and it just straight up went into my leg. And as soon as I saw it, I pulled it out really quick, and it was just my whole leg. There's blood everywhere. It was crazy. My jeans, if I have them, there's blood all over them. It was like my heart stopped for a second. I was like, "Oh my god, did I just do this?" If you wait too long, stitches won't work. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I've had worse before. I used to be a diesel mechanic, and well, I still do that today actually, but a little more heavier work back in the day. And I had a backhoe the arm. We had it off, and it fell on my leg, and that was probably like, I don't know, like 9,000 pounds of metal falling on my leg, and it pretty much crushed my leg into the ground, and it was pretty bad. There was some rebar on the ground that was out there in the sun all day, and that branded my other leg. Oh man, that shit fucked me up pretty bad. And that was a couple years ago, so it just like, you can still see the scars, kind of, but not too bad. Liz, sorry, I forgot to say hello to you as well. Viberoni, I love that name. I don't know why. Where are we at here? We got 3 minutes on the clock. Okay. Austin, like Flintstones weights. Yeah, just like Flint. That's a good comparison, actually. Just like Flintstones weights. Also, guys, I think I'm going to be hitting 4,000 subscribers probably by next month. So this is pretty cool. I've been, even I haven't been super active lately, but I mean, I just hit 100,000 views on the channel, and we're over 100 videos now. It's really cool. What software do you use to stream? I'm using OBS. Right now I'm using Streamlabs OBS, actually. So I just switched over to that one like 2 months ago, and I really enjoy it. Works really well. Being a computer programmer, my line of work is a lot safer. I would imagine so. I do a little bit of programming every now and then, but not as much. I used to do it a lot for games. I would write scripts and stuff for servers, and we'd make like weapon classes. People would pay us to have like a tier, like they pay us $20 a month. They could load in with certain weapons for a game or things like that. It was pretty fun when I did when I was younger. Art Shine Nature, sorry, I did forget to say hi. Hello there. MC, wait, how do you say that? Bast? Interesting, my mans. Gummy Worm says, congratulations. I've seen all of Joel's and B-Bus's videos, so I'll binge watch yours tonight. Yeah, mine are mostly just Let's Not Meet stories. I enjoy true stories. I do some parodies, so, you'll see some of those on there. I'll do like Corpse Husband or Chills. I did Swamp Dweller and a couple other guys. But I can do the, my Corpse Husband voice. I've been working on it. So his voice is like, wait. Let me see if I can get the music to go with it. Where is it out here? I got it right here. This is the song he always uses for some reason. What's something Corpse Husband would never say? Hello there. I just found out that my dog took a shit on my baby brother. Honestly, it's pretty disgusting. And it smells. I don't even... I'm talking about my baby brother, not even the dog shit. Sorry, I'm stupid. So, Emily, you have a good voice for this. Thank you. Yeah, a lot of people said I have a good voice for like radio and stuff, so that's kind of what got me into doing narrations. It's so funny because like my stream's delayed, so your chat, I can see it pop up a couple seconds after I speak pretty much, so everyone laughing. It's so funny. I don't know. Let's see. Your poor brother. Okay. Oh, that's it. It's time to read, right? Boom, 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 boom. All right, I'm going to move the stream. Damn it, I don't have two screens anymore. I'm using one screen now. But let's see. Which one do I want to start with? So I'm going to move this story to the end of my list just because they have a bunch of characters in it and stuff. And I like to kind of get in character for that kind of stuff. So hopefully by the end of the recordings, I'll kind of be warmed up a bit. You guys don't see my other screen, so you don't know what I'm talking about. But here we go. Okay, let's get into some stories. Okay. Lexi. Well, I'm gonna go back to drinking. Have a good stream. Drink one for me though. Fuck. 2 screens is so convenient. I actually have 3 screens. I don't. My other one's on the floor though. I need to set it up still on my new desk. It's like a drawing monitor. So I do drawing streams too that are really fun. I'll take like requests and things like that, and I just draw this horrific art. Okay, let's go ahead and read now. Okay, let's see. Let me open up Audacity. This happened to me in the 6th grade. Now, 31-year-old female. I hadn't thought about it in a long time, but I remembered recently and decided to post. There was this girl in my class that would hang around with a couple of my friends. But I didn't really consider her my friend. More like a friendly acquaintance. Anyways, we started off cool with each other. Then, as the school year went on, she started trying to act... The first mistakeys. Then, as the school year went on, she started trying to start trouble with me for some reason. I have no idea why. To my knowledge, I never did or said anything to her to stir up any... fucking big words. To stir up any animosity. I remember one day after lunch, I'm already fucking up. I'm a little nervous. I remember one day after lunch, we were lined up to head back to our classroom, and my friends and I were standing there talking. Joking around, she asked me, "Do you think this would hurt?" and made a fist with her knuckles, sticking out in a weird way. I opened my mouth to answer, but before I could, she punched me in the chest. Not a playful punch, but a hard punch. I didn't hit her back, but I pushed her and called her a stupid bitch. My friends just kind of looked like they were weren't really sure what just happened, but none of us really talked to her much after that. Whenever I did come across her, she'd say things like, "I'm gonna kick your ass," or "Your ass is mine," stuff like that. I just told her whatever and that I wasn't scared of her. I was a lot bigger than her. So one day after recess, my friends and I were playing basketball. So one day at recess, my friends and I were playing basketball, and she came over and started trying to talk to all of us. She then pulled out a mechanical pencil from a hoodie and showed all of us that she had put a needle in it. The details on what led up to it get a little fuzzy right here. But I remember she fucking shot us in the face. But I remembered her poking my friend on the hand with it. It made her bleed. And she poked another girl that was talking to us. Right after that, the teacher called everyone to come inside. So all we started walking, and she started acting like she was going to poke me with it. I told her she better not. And as I walked away, she came up behind me and poked me in the back with it. I remember yelling, "Ow!" And I turned around and punched her in the chest. And she stumbled back, but she didn't say or do anything else. By this point, my friend had told the teacher, and we were sent to the nurse's office to get cleaned up, since she poked us with the same needle. Parents were called, she got suspended, and when she came back, none of us talked to her again. After the school year was over, I never saw her again until our high school graduation. There was a program our school had for troubled youth slash teens at the different. Sorry, run off sentences. There was a program our school had for troubled youth slash teens at different locations that I got to walk in graduation ceremony with the rest of us. So I guess that's where she'd been. My mom knew her parents were. Oh, I see. My mom knew who her parents were and told me she came from a bad family. Fuck, dude. My mom knew who her parents were and told me that she came from a bad family where she wasn't taken care of. Never saw her again after graduation. I hope she got the help she clearly needed. Let me fix that last line. I hope she got the help she clearly needed. There we go. That's an interesting story. Not super scary, but still kind of like a what the fuck kind of deal. Yeah, I don't know. This is the kind of people you kind of want to watch out for. Yo, Bridget's here. Bridget Jones. How you doing today? Andreas, good to see you as well. Gummy worms. It's okay, Jen. Jen, ease on in. Ducky Boy, coming with the yo. How you doing today as well? Yo, we got 43 viewers. This is insane. This is like huge for me. I know Joel's just had 1,000 people in there. That was really cool to see see that many faces. I wonder how many people were awake watching him. I know his his voice is like butter. Just kind of eases you into sleep. I definitely have to listen to him. It's either I listen to Joel or I'll listen to there's a couple guys I listen to when I go to bed, or I'll just listen to like rain sounds or this. There's this piano song I enjoy a lot that me and my daughter listen to, and I'll rub her back, and typically I'll fall asleep while I listen to it as well. But I don't even know the name of it. I just type in piano sleep music on YouTube every night and I find it. So let's see. Let's get into the next story. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I got to I made a new transition sound effect, so I got to add that to my where is it at? Fuck, I can't find it. I gotta find it real quick before I do anything. Otherwise, it'll make life a living hell. Maybe it's the library. Let me see. Let me find this really quick, guys. Sorry. I should have had this already set up. Still getting used. I have a new computer now and everything, so I'm still getting used to the new setup on it. Fuck, I can't find it. What have I done? It's somewhere here. I don't know. Well, fuck. I don't know. I don't know where I put it. Interesting family. My dad's name is Michael Jackson. Let's see. Mia, good to see you. Holy shit. Winterheiser. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing today? When people find out I'm from Texas, they're always like, I don't think you don't have an accent. I'll just be like, what are you all talking about? Oh, here it is. I named it Trans Sound. I don't know if that's appropriate for 2020. Let's see. Boy, that's a slow. That'll work though, it's fine. I just realized how slow the transition sound effect is now. I should have made it a little faster, but that's okay. Bridget Bones. My fan and his toaster. That could be my MySpace emo name. I had the coolest MySpace ever when I was younger. Alright, here we go. Let's read. Sorry, guys. I get all distracted reading your chat. Love reading it, though. This happened to me many... Oops, I already fucking up. This happened many years ago, therefore details might be a bit fuzzy. Me, at around me at around 10 years old, my brother at around 15 years old, and crazy old man in his 50s. We lived in an apartment block that was surrounded by a 1.7-meter fence and positioned on a rather sizable plot. At the back of the plot of land, there was a metal pipe construction called Trizabak. I can't pronounce that name. Trezi Pack? How do you pronounce that? Trezi Pack. Fuck, man, this is like not an American word for sure. I'm just gonna say Trespack. Trespack. Polish. It was used for hitting the dart. the dart. It was used for hitting the dirt off your rugs that you hang over. About 1.8 meters tall and 2 meters wide. Very stable and perfect for climbing. Rod tricks in volleyball. Past the back fence of the property there were rental gardens. A person was able to rent a small piece of land, 3mm by 10mm, to create their garden or a veg. That can be millimeter because that's tiny. 3 meter. It's gotta be 3 meter by 10. 3 meters by 10 meters to create their garden or a veggie plot. You had no idea who rented them. Myself, my brother, and 2 other kids, 12 and 16 years old, from the same apartment block decided to play volleyball over the pipe net. At one point, the ball went flying and fell into one of the rental gardens. In this particular rental garden, there was a small semi-open hut that we couldn't see inside from our angle. At first, we called out to see if anyone was inside that could pass the ball back. Tried a few times. Increasing the volume, but there was no response. What does a stupid kid do in such a situation? Climb over the garden, of course. I know we shouldn't have done it, nor was it the right way to do it. So we find that there's a sizable hole in the fence between our area and this garden. The size of it is perfect to fit my 10-year-old body. I go ahead and carefully squeeze. Make sure to watch where I'm stepping on the soil to avoid any plants. It was far enough in the year. It was far enough in the year to see where things are growing. I make 1 or 2 steps over soil before reaching the grass. I go grab the ball and pass back to the other side of the fence. At the moment, the crazy man's run out of the hut and grabs my hair. He pulls them strong with one hand, ripping some strands, and starts hitting me with his other fist. My brother, being the hero, quickly jumped over and shielded me. He managed to split us apart. I ran back to the hold to get back, while my brother is holding him back. I remember a few shouts exchanged, something in the lines of my brother saying, "Stop hitting my sister," and the crazy old man saying, "How dare you go into my garden? We're sorry, we just wanted to grab the ball. Stop hitting me." When my brother turns around and to run back and jump, the old man grabs a metal rod and gets a hold of my brother as he's able to make his jump. The crazy old man starts hitting my brother with this metal rod, and this dude's giving details about the rod, like dimensions, everything. I'm not going to put that just because it's a little. And his other fist. He manages to land a few strikes to my brother before he manages to. What the fuck? It's spelled so weird. He manages to land a few strikes to my brother before he manages to run away. I was bruised up from the punching. My brother was lucky not to have his bones broken. Instead, he got away with a huge swelling and rod marks. We sued the man for the instance. He had to pay us compensation and lost his garden rental. His defense was, "They destroyed my carrots. Why didn't you answer when we're calling out? Yes, we shouldn't have entered the garden, but I think wait. But I think repeatedly punching a 10-year-old kid and baseballing a 15-year-old with a solid rod is a bit too much for the crime committed. You could have screamed at us, chased, or frightened, or spooked or screamed. Wait, what the hell? Oh, this is verbatim, by the way. Let me see. You could have screamed at us, chased, to frighten, or spook, or screamed to our parents and called the police instead of going nuclear. Bonus. I'm not sure if it's 100% my fucking phone. Sorry, guys. My bad. I usually have it on silence. Bonus. I'm not sure if it's 100% true, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's what I've heard from my mom. When I was even younger, one of our neighbors that lived in the block chased kids with an axe because they were playing football. This was most likely around when my brother was 7 to 12 years old. That guy was a nutcase too. Alright, there we go. I read it. Yeah, that's... I don't know. Fuck. Some crazy shit going on in Poland. I just wanted to say I was in a 1K Joel stream and like a high number stream for Jensen. So maybe I'm good luck. Maybe you guys really do love me. I love you. A little kiss right there. Yeah, that was nuts though. 1,000 pepperonis over there. Ouch, my leg hurts here. The poop. I took a pee.
Number 4, the poop that took a pee.
Let's see. Oh my fucking Christ. It's kind of sore here. Scratch the beard. Let's see. Let's get into the next Storoni. I will try to make this story short, so bear with me. Oh, wait. When I was 23 years old, 4 years ago, I was living alone in a studio, 1-room apartment. I just started renting. There were a lot of windows in it along with a backyard, but not a very big. Wait, but not very big. Anyways, 3 weeks in, I started noticing a lot of things, such as my barbecue grill being moved. Not in the same places I remembered seeing them the night before. I remember out loud saying to myself, "What the fuck?" But never really giving it much thought. Well, I should have. One evening, I hear some loud bangs on the deck floor above my studio. I guess it's called a balcony. I woke up and just sat there listening, trying to figure out what it was. Not even 2 seconds later, I hear a crash at the ground level, my level. The back door was a giant glass sliding door, and the blinds were outside of it. They were electronically controlled from the inside. I left them slightly cracked. I left them slightly cracked at the bottom before I went to sleep. I looked under it, kind of laying on the ground to see, and behold, I see 2 boots right in front of me. They must have been there trying to hear inside through the blinds. I could feel a giant sense of danger come over me like a fucking blanket. Myself, being a combat veteran, immediately, almost subconsciously, decided I was going out there. I grabbed my firearm, a Glock 19, and yanked the door open. The blinds were still down to see if he'd freak out not being able to see me, but no, someone's there. I didn't hear a thing. I pressed the button to raise the blinds and stepped back into the room. Like out of a fucking movie, we eventually made eye contact. He looked high as fuck, or drunk, or something. I then said calmly for him to leave, or he will die. He could see the pistol in my hand. Very calmly, he didn't say a word. He just bolted away over the back gate. I filed a police report, and that was that. Crazy to think of that now. I almost had forgotten about it. Anyways, more of the story. Don't sit there and wait to be a victim. Victimize them. Be safe, guys. That was kind of short, but fuck. Yeah, I don't know. I've had instances. Okay, so this is actually kind of a funny story, but when I was younger, I was maybe like 14 or 15 at the time. I just started living with my dad, and I didn't really live with him very much growing up. And I didn't really know his behaviors and whatnot, but I was always on the defense when I'd hear something at night. So I'd usually kept like a big knife under my blanket or my pillow and stuff. So I hear this noise in my kitchen, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? It's super late. It's like 1 a.m. And I didn't have my knife with me. I just went out there real quick to see what the hell it was, but it was so dark. And we had a bar stool. And I just grabbed the bar stool, and I saw someone in the kitchen, kind of like a silhouette. And I didn't know who the fuck it was. It just looked like they were going through all of our shit in the dark. So I take the bar stool and I hit the person in the back of the head as hard as I could. And I just hear like my dad scream. I turn on the light, and he's eating a fucking Twinkie in the dark in his underwear. I was like, holy shit. Let's whack the fucking shit out of him. And he was like, what the hell? What are you doing? I was like, I thought you were trying to break in. But yeah, so let's get into the next story. Let's see here. I met the foreskin walker once. Let's see. When I was 13, my family moved from a village to a city. This city had a fairly... Wait. This city had a fairly high homelessness rate. So, of course, there was lots of people looking for somewhere to stay. So there's an old family friend who runs a letting agent. I don't know what that means. So, there's an old family friend who runs a letting agent, who lets me use some of their unoccupied houses as a sort of recording studio. I record music in my spare time, as long as I keep them clean and clear out, and make myself scarce for a while when there's viewings. It works fine for me. So one of the houses on the outskirts of the city, I was in for a while about 2 years back, had a weird lock. Sometimes it wouldn't lock properly, and sometimes it would. So one night around 8, I locked up and started my cycle back home. Which at the time took about 40 minutes. A rough estimate. So I was home about 9:45 p.m., and I started playing my PS4. About an hour later, I realized I had forgot my wallet. So I cycled back, got my wallet, and decided to check the rooms, just because the lock hadn't locked properly. So, I go upstairs and open one of the rooms. Lo and behold, there was a man, maybe mid-30s, laying on the bed, like it's his own home. Both of us just look at each other startled. I guess we came to some sort of nonverbal agreement, and I showed him out. Creepy shit. So, random homeless guy. I wouldn't mind meeting to hear your story. Just not at like midnight in the house that you're not supposed to be in. So in that case, let's not meet. Ah, yikes. That's actually pretty scary. I don't even know what I'd do in that situation. I'd be like, can I help you? Actually, so here's another story. When I was younger, we had, you know how like some houses have like a secondary house in the back of them? I lived in a fairly ghetto part of the neighborhood in Texas at the time. It was in Diamond Hill, so if you ever look that up in Texas, it's like a not so great area. Great Mexican food. I love Mexican food because I'm half Mexican. But, oh fuck. So yeah, I went to the back the back house, I guess I'm gonna call it, and it was pretty dirty back there when we first moved in. It was like dusty and everything, so I started going back to clean it up. I was like maybe 10 years old or 11, and I was going back there in my free time to clean it up because I wanted it to be like a clubhouse for myself. And it was maybe like 7 p.m. I went back there, and there was no lights, so I had like an old phone. You know, we'd even have smartphones back then. I think we might have had iPods or something, but I had an old phone, so you know the light on those wasn't really that great. And I opened the door. It's like a sliding glass door, and there's like 8 fucking people in that fucking house, just like huddled around with sleeping bags and shit. And I fucking flipped. I like turned back and ran to my house and closed the door and locked it. I told my mom, and by the time like we went out there, they were all gone. It was just a bunch of like homeless people sleeping back there. And you know, being older now, I kind of feel really bad for that situation. I like scared them out, but you know, they really shouldn't have been there. But it still scared the fucking shit out of me. I'm just psycho and I have too much pent-up rage. Please don't enter my space. Like forgetting a knife or a gun or spray. What are you guys talking about here? Getting lit in the chat. I had a taser but left at my brother's. Tasers are just spicy flashlights. Taste my laser. You tase him in the face. You kick him down a fucking well.
Whoa, shit!
Excuse me, sir. Do you have the time? Yeah, it's a quarter.
Whoa! It's 5.
I don't know. I'm dumb. Sorry. When it gets later, I start going into like dumb mode. Okay, let's do the next one. I'm gonna take another sip of my delicious fruit punch Gatorade. I know they say you really shouldn't drink like sweet stuff when you read, but I like it. Here we go. Hi everyone. I've always been a huge fan of the subreddit, but have never submitted anything because I didn't really think of what there was a little shit. Let me redo that part again. Had a throat frog right there. Hi everyone. I've always been a huge fan of the subreddit, but have never submitted anything because I didn't really think what I went through was that scary, as any of the other posts on here. However, something happened early morning that has left me still shaking uncontrollably. Also, although I live in North America, English isn't my first language, so sorry for any mistakes. Also, my 2 female cousins live with us in our basement, since they're students, important to the story. So I went to bed around 10. Wait. Okay, here we go. Sorry, I forgot where I was in the story. So I went to bed around 1:30 or 2, and was sleeping in my room. All of a sudden, I'm woken up around 3:30 by my younger brother screaming for my parents. I at first thought that he had a nightmare, or I don't know, maybe he saw a bug. So I was like, what the heck? And closed my eyes again. My younger brother sleeps in my parents' room because he finds the bed more comfy, and they just sleep in his room. Not even 2 seconds later, I hear a loud banging noise on the patio door, connected to my parents' bedroom. I hear my brother scream again. I lay still because I thought I was imagining things. Then, maybe 5 to 6 seconds later, I hear my mom go, "Go! I'm calling the police! Leave!" And I just sit up. I put my pants on and go, and what I saw just fucking made my heart beat so fast. There was a man standing outside our patio door. He was shirtless. And no hot no but shit. And he was taking a shit. And only had black joggers on. He was also wearing a cross-neck necklace. Sorry, I was just thinking of it. He was also wearing a cross necklace. He was just banging on the door and said, "Can I have a cigarette?" And what the fuck, we don't smoke, so we said no. And then he continued trying to open the patio door. But one of my female cousins was holding it tightly closed. We thought he was either a drug user or a drunk guy, but still he would not leave. Then after 3 minutes, felt like 3 hours, Jesus, of just standing there trying to open the patio door, he descends down the stairs. But then he went to the side of our house, and like my dad sprinted to the front door, and guess who was standing outside trying to get in? Our new friend. My dad is pretty buff / intimidating looking guy to people who don't know him. So my dad was like, should I just go out and tell him to leave? One second, sorry. Chest is starting to hurt. But of course, we're all like, what the fuck? No. Because what if he has a weapon on him? So again, he tries to... Sorry, tongue-tied. So again, he tries to open the door, but my other cousin was holding the doorknob super tight. By the way, my mom was on the phone with 911 operator the whole time, but she wasn't making it seem as scary as But she wasn't making it seem as scary as it should have been, in my opinion. She was just saying, he's drunk and he's knocking on our door, while this motherfucker was literally trying to get in our house. So I just grabbed the phone and told the operator, "Hi, I really think you should come right now because he's trying to enter our home. You need to come right now, please." And the lady got the message or whatever. Then the scariest part for me, when I went back to the room with the patio door, I didn't realize he was there because I was just pacing around scared out of my mind. So when I moved the blinds a bit to see if he had come back, which I thought he hadn't, I almost fainted because he was right there in front of the glass. I screamed super loud, and like everyone came running, and I thought... and I thought I was gonna die. My heart was beating so fast. It was insane. This motherfucker stood at our door trying to get in for so long, and then went to the front door and tried it again, and then finally left our house area and went further up. So then my cousin decided to open the door to see if he went away fully, but then we saw him walking back to our house direction, and she quickly shut the door again. He went to the side of our house and just stood there until the police came and he was gone. So the police brought their dog and stuff, and like 20 minutes later they came back and said that they found him and arrested him. Turns out he was just shit-faced drunk. The scary things to me are the facts that, 1, if he was so drunk, how did he manage to just keep going back and forth between our two doors? Even when he was away from our home a bit further up, he still came back to our place specifically. And 2, the way I described him doesn't do... The way I described him just doesn't do justice, if that's even the right word. The closet, Oh, the clothes, I get it, what they're trying to say. My bad. If that's even the right word, the closest I could guess I could describe him as is if he looked Irene? The closest I could guess is that he looked Irene when he turned into a Titan from Attack on Titan. Oh wait, Eren, sorry. The closest I guess I could describe him as is if he looked like Eren when he turned into a Titan on Attack on Titan. There we go. That's the end of that story. Wait, no, here it is. So, scary drunk guy who was trying to enter my house asking for a cigarette. Let's not meet again. I don't know if you guys watch anime, but yeah, Attack on Titan's a really good one. I recommend it. happy unbirthday to me. Happy birthday, Steve B. Steve, is it your birthday? Happy birthday. My birthday is on the winter solstice. I'm just going to start saying happy birthday to random people. Yo, happy birthday, Mia. I hope you have a really good birthday. So glad you could be here for the stream today. Yo, Alex, by the way, happy birthday, my brother. Yeah, happy birthday, Lucy. I just want to say happy birthday to you. I hope you're having a really good one. Winter, happy birthday to you. I love that we're all night birds, or night owls, I guess you could say. Let's see. Next story. Man, I'm actually getting through these stories tonight. That's cool. I should probably save, actually, before anything happens. Because that would just shit in my fucking lunch if I didn't get this saved correctly. Oh my god, Jensen, thank you. Stop, you're making me blush. You're gonna make me blush. Oh my god, ooh woo. This is by far the happiest day of my entire birthday. How many stories are we doing tonight? I've got, I don't know, how many am I at? Let's see. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think I get 10 more stories here. And, just depends. It's already about, I'll probably stop at 1 a.m. because I do have to wake up kind of early. So like another 30 minutes, we'll keep reading. And my voice is starting to kind of lose. I'm starting to lose my voice a little bit because it's so late. I can hear it getting deeper, and that's typically the sign when my voice is going out. I have to kind of stress it out to do my reading voice a little more calmer. Okay. So, this story took place around the end of January of 2020. For reference, I'm a 19-year-old female, and I'm about 5'4" to 5'5". This takes place in Canada, and where I live in Canada, we tend to have a pretty cold winter. That stays until the end of March. But this year, it seems as if the Mother Nature has no interest in sticking around, which meant I could walk with my winter jacket open at night. Not really, but oh well. Anyways, so I'm a uni student, and my uni is all the way across the city from where I live. With the bus, it takes me about 1.5 hours to get home, latest of being around 2 hours, only during snowstorms. This semester, I was taking a night class that would usually end around 9 p.m. On this particular night, though, we did have an extra hour because we had an in-class test at the end of the week. This extra half an hour was optional, but since I needed help, I decided to stay. Me staying resulted in me missing the safe bus, which was essentially the bus whose last bus stop was local mall, which is where my mom would pick me up usually. If I wanted to take the safe bus, I would have to wait 1 hour for the next one. Or I could wait another 5 minutes and catch the bus that would take me straight to my house. I was exhausted because I'd been on campus since 8 a.m., and it was really just an overall chilly day. So I decided to catch the bus that was coming in 5 minutes. I should tell you, I do not live in the safest neighborhood. It's not the most dangerous one in my city, but I'd say it's in the top 5 of the most dangerous neighborhoods out there. So, whenever the bus ride is fine, I saw the local crackhead, which was nothing new to me. And after about 1 minute, I keep saying 1.5, I should say it like this. And after about an hour and a half, I get off at my bus stop, which is along this bit busy which is along this busy-ish road, and I start walking home. About 2 streets from where I have to turn to get on my street, I see those drunk men standing outside of the bar that's located on the corner of my street. Now, these men, they don't actually touch me or anything. Sorry. Burp. Now, these men don't actually touch me or anything, but they're very vocal about things. They tend to catcall or just harass women, but I'm used to it, so, like, whatever. Fuck them. However, I was not in the mood for their shit that day, so I decided to turn on one street before mine, and just cut through the back lane later. As I turned on the street, I could see a man walking on the same sidewalk going in the same direction, so I decided to go on the opposite sidewalk. He was quite tall and skinny, but he was like 30 to 40 feet ahead of me. Plus he didn't see me, so I didn't think much of it. Now the night was very, very clear, and the stars were shining super bright. So, as I was walking, I decided to look up and admire them. I kept walking, and then I stopped. I took a photo, which turned out pretty nice, by the way. So, I stood there looking at the stars for maybe about 20 seconds, and then decided to continue walking. I looked to see where the man was, and just caught him turning left. I had to continue going straight, so I kept walking. Plus, it was a very quiet night, so I figured I'd hear someone if they're behind me or anything. I live nearby a train track, and as I crossed the train tracks, I took about 10 steps forward. I heard a tapping noise behind me. I'm just kidding. Take a little sip here. I looked back and saw the same man from before, speed walking about 35 feet behind me, tapping along the side of the cars parked at the side. As soon as Shit. Where was it here? As soon as we made eye contact, he slowed down and looked up as if he was looking for something. I didn't want to assume anything yet, so I decided to start skipping, while also trying to be a bit faster. I looked behind me again, and this man was now maybe 25 feet. And this man was now maybe 25 feet behind me, and I just booked it. I ran so fucking fast because the back lane to my house was super close. As I was sprinting, I went to turn the corner to get my back lane. I looked to my side and saw the man running as well. I legit felt my help. Shit. I legit felt my heart drop to my stomach, and I just prayed I couldn't quickly quit. Damn it, dude. And I just prayed I could quickly get to the front of my house, quick. I ran and thankfully got to the front, but I didn't have my keys out, so I'm like out of breath, panicking, while looking for my keys at an ungodly speed. And finally, after what felt like hours, but was only a couple of seconds, I got my keys and opened the door and just slammed it and locked it shut. I caught my breath before going to the stairs because I didn't want to freak my parents out. It's safe to say that I won't be taking any elite classes for a while. Yikes. That's pretty scary, actually. I think even me, like, I'm a pretty big dude. I could probably handle my own, in a fight, but I try not to fight or anything. And even I get scared in those kind of situations. Because you just don't know. There's a lot of crazy people out there. I can't kick my demon out. He's on the lease. When you try to kick the demon out. Hey man, dude, you've been leaving dishes everywhere and you haven't paid your rent in 2 months. I think it's really time for you to get your own place.
Oh, come on, man. I thought what we had was mutual. I thought you're like a brother to me.
dude, I really appreciate everything you've done for me, but like, it's just not gonna work out.
Look, man, if you want me to leave, just say it.
Like, that's exactly what I'm saying.
I'm not. Holy shit, Brittany. Brittany with a 50.
Brittany, thank you. Holy shit. Just because you're cool, and I'll probably fall asleep before you finish streaming. So good night. Sending you all the love and hugs and kisses. Brittany, thank you so much. Oh my, thank you so much. Holy shit. Brittany's definitely a big baller. Fuck. Oh my gosh. He kicked me out of my little bit there too. Thank you. Fuck. Oh, you're so sweet. That's so sweet of you. Thank you. Was anyone here at my birthday party in voice chat? I don't remember. Thank you so much, though. Emily, leave and never look back. Your demon sounds like the one at my house. This is Steve's demon at 3 a.m. getting the last piece of cheese out of the fridge.
Alright, I got the cheese. Hey, Steve, what are you doing up? Yep, nope, no, I got nothing. No. This? Cheese? Nah, dude, I'll just put it away.
And when Steve walks away, the demon grabs the cheese and eats it real quick. Brittany, sorry, didn't mean to mess up your bed. You're good. Thank you so much, though. I love voice changer.
Hello? Is anybody down here?
I'm gonna kill you.
Oh shit. What was that?
I had a B-Day party in Let's Read's Discord voice chat. Oh, I missed that. Fuck. I think Joel had mentioned it, though. I remember him talking about that. Yeah, we were messaging each other. And yeah, I believe he mentioned that. Okay, let's get to the next story here. This one's called Poo Poo Pee Pee Cock. Just kidding. Let's just read it here. Blah, 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 blah. This event took place quite a few years ago, so unfortunately I don't remember everything that happened, but I remember nearly all of it. Anyways, this happened when I was around 4 to 5 years old, and on Easter Sunday. My family always gathers at my grandfather's house. Wait, sorry, grandmother's house. Don't know if they're separated. My family always gathers at my grandmother's house to celebrate holidays, birthdays, etc. So as we do every holiday, my mother and I started our hour-long trip to her house. My mother prefers to live away from all the city commotion. My mother prefers to live away from all the city commotion, which explains the long drive. We were probably around 20 minutes away from our destination when my mom noticed that we were a little low on gas. So we pulled into this old, almost rustic looking gas station with just a handful of customers inside. It was red and white with a few festive decorations outside, and lots of Easter stickers in the 2 large glass windows that were on either side of the door. My mom having taught me not to talk to strangers nor open the car doors for anyone but her, trusted me enough to leave me in the car alone. As she went inside briefly to pay for gas, she told me that she would be right back before going to the gas station. It felt nice that day, so the windows in the car were down, so I could feel the breeze while driving instead of the AC. While I was waiting on my mom, I remembered adjusting the color for paper clipping. Oh, tongue-tied, sorry. Is that cinnamon? I'm allergic to cinnamon. Okay, where was I in the story? Sorry. While I was waiting... fuck, I lost my place. While I was waiting on my mom, I remembered adjusting color for paper clip. Damn it, dude. While I was waiting on my mom, I remember adjusting the colorful paper clipping in my Easter basket next to me, then looked out the back seat window. When I looked, I oversaw a tall, older man, maybe around 30 to 40 years old, approaching my window. He crouched down slightly and looked at me. "Hi there. What's your name?" I remember him saying. At this moment, I remembered that I wasn't supposed to talk to strangers, so I told the man that my mom says I shouldn't speak to strangers. He then replied with, "Well, we can be friends then. My name's Charlie. And now that you know, I guess I'm not a stranger, huh?" I guess at the time I thought that he was right. In my mind, I thought, since a stranger is someone you don't know, this man wasn't a stranger anymore, because I knew his name. The man and I had a short conversation that I don't quite remember. All I remember is him telling me that I had a nice Easter basket. At this point, I started to get sick, feeling my stomach. But being a child, of course, I don't know why. My mom then walked out of the gas station and noticed the man immediately, and began approaching the car quickly, asking the man what he thinks he's doing. The man seems to panic, and he pulls my door handle. Sorry. The man seems to panic and pulls my door handle violently. He quickly realizes that it's locked, thankfully, and proceeds to reach into my window and grab me by one of the wrists in an attempt to pull me out. This obviously scared me a lot, causing me to panic and pull against him on instinct. This caused him to let go and take off running. My mom quickly ran to the car and unlocked the doors. She grabbed me and pulled me into an almost painful bear hug, then inspected me closely, repeating asking if I was okay. I ended up with a slightly bruise and redness on my arm where he grabbed me, but other than that, I was just shaken up. The reality of what had just happened set in at the moment, and I remember crying and holding onto my mom right after. And I just remember crying and holding onto my mom right after I said I was okay. I don't remember anything after this point, but I recently asked my mom about it, and she said that she had called the police immediately after. Till this day, my mom still says that it was the most frightening moment of her life, and claims that if she had gotten there any later and came back to an empty car, she wouldn't have been able to live with herself. Man, that's fuck, man. I think as a parent, that's like our worst fucking nightmare. I had a scare one time. I couldn't find my daughter in the house. Fuck. She ended up just being asleep in like the next room under the blankets. But man, I was like screaming, looking for her and like running around. I ran outside in my bare feet and I ran. We had people at the house, family and stuff. But I remember I went outside like barefooted and I ran like probably a good mile within like 5 minutes down the block around like the neighborhood and everything. And I got back and my feet were bleeding and I was just like, oh man, I was already calling like everybody. And yeah, but she was asleep in the fucking room. So yeah, that was a pretty scary moment for me. But yeah, she's not one to ever leave the house like by herself or anything, and she knows not to open the doors by herself. And I've installed locks that are very high, so that won't ever happen. What are you guys talking about here? I just saw soul left my body. Jesus Christ. Let's see. Okay, let's do the next story before I lose my entire voice. My babysitter tried to kidnap me. Send me the story so I can read it. That's actually fucking scary too, though. I've seen a lot of stories like that. My mom was paranoid, but she had good reason. Some men tried to kidnap her when she was 17. Fuck, that's fucking terrifying. I don't know anything about kidnapping, really. She wanted to watch you for free. That's hilarious. Okay, let's see here. Let's get into the next juicy bits. The next juicies. The next President Ducey. I don't know where I'm going with that, sorry. Okay, next story. This happened a couple years ago now. I was walking with my boyfriend to the train station late at night, as he had spent the weekend with me and lived in another city. We had just been to the cinema, which was near the train station, so I didn't come out just to walk him to the train. The station was my direction to get home. The film ended around, just says 15. I don't military time that well. I'm just gonna say a random time. The film ended around 10 p.m. We said our goodbyes, and when the train pulled out, I waited before turning to head home. The safest way was through a mall. The mall is abandoned at this time, but they leave the lights on, so you can walk through it with no shops boarded up. The end of the mall has a revolving door, which I normally go through and then walk the 10 or so minutes home. I usually run if it's late or dark outside because I watch too many scary documentaries, and I'm paranoid. I get to the end of the mall, and there are a group of guys sat around the escalators. About 5 or 6 of them. They look over and start shouting things, but I have no idea what language they're speaking, so I don't know what they're saying to me, or about. I ignore them and head to the revolving door. 2 of the guys get up and follow me. By this point, I'm getting really nervous because it's late, empty, and it's just me and some guys being obnoxious as fuck. I quickly go through the revolving door and it stops with a hard thud. I turn around and the 2 guys are holding it shut. Then the other guy gets up and starts laughing and saying things to me. Another one starts holding the door and kept trying to push it to get out. I stood there frozen for what felt like hours. In reality, it went on for like 20 minutes before they started to yank it so that I had to get back into the mall. My mind was pretty much racing at this point at what I'll do next. I thought I could scream or run through the mall the other way if I was pulled back in. They were pretty much taunting me at this point and pulling and pushing the door. I started banging on the glass trying to get their attention. Wait. I started banging on the glass trying to get the attention of anyone that might be out at that time of night. That's when they pushed it one last time and I flew out of the door. Without even thinking, I ran as fast as I could, up the road without looking back. When I got far enough, I couldn't hear anyone behind me. I looked back and none of them followed me. It seemed like they were doing it to scare me for fun or more than anything, but I couldn't be sure. I then ran all the way home crying and slammed the main door of my apartment building behind me, automatic lock, and then walked up the stairs to my door and got into my bed in my clothes. I felt so ashamed and scared by the situation that I couldn't find the courage to tell my boyfriend or anyone about it, but it's one of those memories that stuck with me. I avoid the mall at night, and I also try to avoid walking home in the dark if I can help it. Guys who trap me in a revolving door for fun, let's not meet again. I don't know, there. Stuff like that. I don't know. This makes you really want to beat the shit out of some guys. Yeah, Alex, shut up. What are you talking about, Alex? Get out, babes. Get out. Alex, what are you talking about? Stop flaunting your youth, Emily. I'm 11 months. I'm a sperm. God damn it. God damn it, Bobby. What are you doing, step Bobby? You got yourself stuck in the laundry machine.
Dad.
Dang old man. Step Bobby. God dang it, Bobby. What did I tell you about putting peanut butter in your balls and letting the dog lick it?
But Dad.
Ladybird. That was the dog's name, right? Ladybird. Boy, what are you doing to Ladybird? Oh shit, just kicked my desk. Let's see. Alright, let's get to the next story. How about Stewie? I can do Stewie. I can do Joe Swanson toys. If that's what we're talking about. He's just like, hey Peter, did you really just come into my house and assault Bonnie? Hey Peter. I don't know. Oh, the poison. The poison for Cusco. Yeah, that poison. Yeah. Yeah. Whoa. Alright, let's see. King of the Hill is my favorite anime. Yo, dang old man, use the Rasengan. Come on, Bobby, you gotta use the Shadow Clone Jutsu.
Okay, Dad.
Fucking uses the Shadow Clone Jutsu. You're very good at impressions. Yeah, I do a lot of impressions. They're very... Me and my brother, my older brother, he's the one that got me into doing them. He's really good at doing them, actually. So, I'm rewatching the Avatar. It's such a great show. Fuck, I need to rewatch it. Oh yeah, Patrick Warburton. I haven't pronounced that. Yeah, he does like Joe. He does so many voices. I mean, he just has his own voice, really, but he just has that amazing voice. They made a King of the Hill. I saw the King of the Hill where it's like Pokemon one. Bobby's like Butterfree. He's like, whoa, Butterfree. Speak to me, Butterfree.
I'm okay, Dad.
Dude, Joe again. Hey, you guys really listen to spooky stories. Yeah. Better why you listen to the creepypasta guy? What I tell you done, it's gonna keep you up at night. I don't know, I can't do Peter's voice. Just kidding. SpongeBob is difficult. Yeah, SpongeBob is like let me see. I can do his voice pretty well, but my voice is so coarse right now, I might not be able to do it. And I kind of have to yell to do the voice. So his is like,
Oh, Patrick.
wait. I can't do it right now. I gotta yell to actually do the voice, but I don't want to wake my daughter up. Patrick's, when he screams, he's like, oh! Yeah, I do a lot of cartoon voices just because my daughter, you know, obviously we play around a lot and I'll do voices. So there's one, she watches a show called Doc McStuffins, and there's a dragon in it, and he talks like this. He's like,
My name's Stuffy, and I'm a brave dragon.
so she always has me do that voice when I read books to her and stuff, and she'll be like, can you do Stuffy's voice? So fun stuff. All right, let's just embarrassing the shit out of myself here. All right, let's do this next one. This one's a short story. A few years ago, when I was 17, I was at a county fair. It was around 11 at night, and I was standing with my friends, talking and eating. To understand what happened next, you have to understand it was very crowded and loud. An older man approached me and told me a lady needed my help. I moved away from my friends to hear what he was saying. We were near one of the exits to the parking lot. The man walked me to the exit, but I wouldn't exit with him. The whole parking lot was dark, packed full of cars, and there were no people out there. He was pointing out in the parking lot and trying to rush me. frantically saying, "She's over there. Harry, she needs your help." I kept asking, "Where? I don't see anyone." I could even see far because all the large trucks and vans blocking the view of the whole lot. The man said, "She's behind that car," and started pulling my arm. I wouldn't let him pull me and said, "No, I can't see anyone." Then he pointed off in an opposite direction of the parking lot and said, "Over there." And I looked, and the only person I could see off in the distance was someone pushing a big cart with trash bins on it. I said, "There's someone who works..." Wait. "That's someone who works here." Then I walked away from him really fast and went back into the fair. My friends were asking where the heck I went. They didn't even see me leave. When I told them, everyone was tripping out, that I almost got kidnapped. It was embarrassing, and I felt really stupid. It's so creepy to imagine what could have happened. I thought that the only... Wait. I thought that was one... I thought that was only something I had to worry about when I was little. I don't want to ever meet him again, and sometimes think about anyone else when I met him in similar situations, and it worries me. And sometimes think about... Yeah, that's how it goes. Okay, so that's the end of that story. That was pretty short. Still spooky.
Still spooky.
What are you guys speaking about here in chat? Feelings are prohibited in chat. Oh shit, it's already 1. Maybe I don't know. I'm gonna keep reading. Okay, let's see. Bat soup is prohibited in chat. Jesus Christ.
I don't believe it. I got coronavirus from watching Batman. Are you telling me?
I like when chills, he's like,
Have you ever?
have you... It's just the way he says it.
Mischievous doggy.
Let's see. This one's called "Almost Got Tricked into Kidnapping by an Old Woman." Okay, let's read it. This story takes place when I was 15 years old. I'm a female, by the way. This became the reason why I stay awake some nights and ask myself what I've encountered. So, a little backstory. I grew up overseas, but I usually come back to my country for vacations during the summer and stay over at my grandma's house. This took place during that time. My grandma used to leave me from around 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. for work, and I had the whole house to myself. I enjoyed it until this happened. I was in the kitchen making lunch when I heard someone knocking on the front door. So what I mean by that is that my grandmother's home was a 3-door, 2 fence doors, and 1 front door. The house in my hometown aren't built like the typical Western houses. They're usually built next to each other, touching with their walls. Even if that's not the case, we usually have alleys between homes. I put my food down, got out of the house, and looked up to the fence. There I saw 2 women, older than my mother and younger than my grandma. I'd say they were almost in their mid-50s. Asked who they were, and she said to open the door. Keep in mind, the time was almost 10 a.m., and my neighborhood was full of people chatting and kids playing. I opened the door, and one of the women standing on the front fence stood. Wait. I opened the door. One of the women was standing on our front fence stoop, and the other was behind her just smiling. The first one looked well off. She was reeking of perfume, and she had what I thought gold bracelets and rings. She shook my hand and instantly asked, "Are you the daughter of my father and mother's name?" I thought I looked stupid because these people knew me. They knew my parents, so what kind of harm could they cause? How naive. We were chatting for a minute or so when she mentioned my grandfather. My grandpa has a very well-known name, and I thought she was just a relative, maybe until she told me she was the sister of my uncle's wife. She asked if my grandmother and I had... Wait. Whoopsies. She asked for my grandmother, and I told her that she wasn't home. She couldn't come in as I was blocking the door. She asked when Grandma would be back. I told her another mistake, and she said that she'll be back. I closed the door and went back to the home and brushed it off. I was chilling for a while, and now it's around 11 a.m., the time most people were either taking a nap or just staying in their homes, because it's staying hot at that time. I think I dozed off because I woke up to another knock. I got up, and without opening the door, I asked who it was. You guessed it. She was the... She was that woman's voice. She demanded me for... She demanded $1,000 now. She demanded me to let her in. I simply told her that my grandma's still not home and that she should go. She started begging, but I insisted. She left. My grandmother came home, but I forgot about the whole thing. At the evening, I told her what had happened. She was confused, though. She told me that my uncle's wife doesn't have any sisters in the city. She only has one sister, and she lives in the countryside. There was another possibility of a woman being her, and she phoned my aunt. She said that that wasn't true. Her sister didn't come to the city for months now. My grandmother called everyone she knew to ask about the woman, but none of them recognized her. It was my fault for not getting her name. But what I know is, these women were up for no good, and they were probably planning something else. So, two women with sketchy plans. I hope I don't see you again. Yeah, I don't know, that's fucking creepy too. Jesus Christ. I guess I shouldn't be surprised because I go on the subreddit for like, let's not meet, to find these stories and ask, the authors, can I read your story, please? But yeah, there's never a story that I read and it's never like, oh, okay, that's not too bad. It's always something that I'm just like, oh, fuck. Keeps you on your toes. Let's see how many stories I got left. Maybe I'll just finish them up. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 4 more stories here. I feel like I could just give it the old college try, you know what I'm saying? Still have your drawing. Hit me up if you still want it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to hit you up for sure. I'll send you the old addressy on Snapchat. Yeah, Brito Sword did a really amazing drawing. Or drawings, I should say, plural. And I don't know if I posted them actually. Yeah, if you can send it to me, that'd be really cool though. Really, really great drawing of Violet though, and myself. Let's see. Oh fuck, I'm starting to get tired. Okay. Let's see. Let's do this. Tiffany, proud of you, Jensen. Thank you. Proud of you too. Happy birthday, Burrito. I'm just reading the chat here. Okay. Let's do this, guys. Let's get through these stories. We can do this. Let's go. I'm probably going to do this last one, and then I'll probably call it quits, because, yeah, I got to wake up in like 6 hours to go work on a fucking semi and pull some axle seals and change the starter on a semi and all this shit. So that'll be fun. Let's see. This happened close to 15 years ago when I was around 7. I didn't realize how creepy the situation was until many years later. My dad and I went on a weekend motorcycle trip to Maryland from New York to watch motocross racing at the track called Budds Creek. It was an awesome trip. I loved spending time with my dad and watching the racers speed around this insane dirt track. I met two of the all-time greats for that time. If you're familiar with the early with the early 2000s. If you're familiar with the early 2000s motocross, you'll know who I'm talking about. They always came in first and second in every race. We did to drive back in one go. It was late at night and we were somewhere in southern Pennsylvania when I started getting really cold in the back of my bike. My dad pulled over on the side of the I-95 so I could warm up. Within a minute of stopping, a van pulled up behind us, and this older couple got out. The man started talking to my dad, saying that they had followed us for some time, and I looked so uncomfortable, and how they needed... and how they were heading north, and I should ride with them in the warm van instead. I remember the man kneeling down and asking me if I wanted snacks they had in the van and if I wanted to go to Hershey's Park. My dad is a pretty tough guy, and I remember him talking to them in a hushed voice, probably so I wouldn't hear him threatening them. He told me years later that he told them that he had a gun strapped to his hip, and they better drive away right now before he used it. They continued to try to convince him, but they left after they saw... God damn it. They continued to try and convince him, but they left after a few minutes. I'm probably out of their preferred age rate. Damn it, dude. I'm probably out of the preferred age range now. But hey, probable child abductors, let's not meet. I like how that guy says it like that. I'm probably a little too old for you guys to want to kidnap me, but I better not see you fucking predators again. Let's see. I have a story I want Jensen to voice a character in. Yeah, for sure. Just send me the script over to originaljensen@gmail.com. Again, that is originaljensen@gmail.com. Is there a place where we can submit? I've got some ghost stories. Actually, funny you should say that. I'm actually going to be doing a ghost video soon. I've been looking for stories to read. You can send them there to originaljensen@gmail.com. I think he has a Reddit and Gmail. Yeah, I do have a subreddit as well. It's Jensen Official. It should be in the link of all my videos. Even the stream, I think you can open up the description. I should have it there. But yeah, my email is probably the most direct place you can send stuff, and I'll see it. I'll send my story to Jensen's P.O. Box. You know what? I still need to make a P.O. Box. I forgot about that. I need to make one. I don't know how much they cost, but hopefully they're not too much. We'll see about that. Bridget Jones, I have a good one. I might include one of my own ghost stories because I've had a couple things happen to me. My friend was kidnapped at 35 in Haiti. Oh, Jesus. Were they ever found, or what happened there? That's oof. Nothing paranormal happened to me, unless you want some stories of creepy cult people. Yeah, any stories, really, anything crazy. It doesn't have to be crazy, just, you know, a good scary story. Or if you just have something you want to get off your chest, or don't know where to kind of source your voice to, I can definitely be that person. I'll send my undies. Okay, go ahead and do that too. That's good. Yo, Josie, how you doing? How you doing today? Lucy, hey, I'm back. Welcome back. They let him go and fed him. Okay, that's good. I think some cold stories might be interesting, Steve. Yeah, definitely. I did do a cult video probably a year ago. You know, my phone just died. I just saw that. Let me plug it up real quick. Yeah, I did an entire cult video. And yeah, it was really interesting read. I still remember it to this day. Okay. Should I sleep or not? I don't know. I'm debating. I'm having a really good stream though. I really like doing this. Fuck it, let's do one more story. When will I learn? I literally have 2 more stories left. We can do this. Oh fuck. What happened? Oops. Wait. What happened? Wait, maybe 3 stories then. Fuck. What'd I do? That's weird. This happened last Friday night. I'm finally home and need to take this off my chest. My friend's family owns a pet. Wait, well, let me start again. This happened last Friday night. I'm finally home and I need to take this off my chest. My friend's family owns a pretty big house in a rural area in my state, where they spend most holidays and vacations, and an apartment a few blocks from where I live, downtown. His folks usually go there once a month to check the maintenance and mail, but since we're having a pandemic, they're not going out to do so. My friend rang me and asked if I could join him because he needed a pair of extra hands, and it's a 4.5-hour drive. He came up here to pick me up, and we left around 3 p.m. due to his work, home office. We arrived, parked the car, and went to check the house, since it was already dark, to check the surroundings. The house was fine. We had a couple of beers, watched some old DVDs, ate some frozen pizza we took with us, and went to bed. During the night, we heard a loud noise coming from the front door. We both woke up from the noise and went there to check. It was closed, just as we had left it. We decided to check the house and see if everything was okay. I must add that this house has a door connecting to the kitchen to the garage, which has only 2 lamps near the door. Just as we entered the garage, my friend stopped with his eyes wide open. Before I can ask him what was wrong, I heard somebody breathing loudly. I looked to the car and could only lock eyes with somebody hiding behind this car. We immediately ran back inside, locked the garage door, and went to call the cops. He grabbed a knife. The cops came, searched the garage, and found a backpack with a hatchet and duct tape. They said it was probably somebody who knew. Sorry. They said it was probably somebody who knew my friend's. They said it was probably somebody who knew my friend's parents' routine, worked for them in the past, and worked for them in the past and was ready to attack them. The door was not forced, and that probably indicates that they had been there and knew how to get in. He escaped by breaking a window in the garage. We gave our statements, stayed up all night, and called his parents in the morning. We had to stay there for a while, and we had to stay there while the windows and locks were being replaced. So, person with those crazy eyes, let's not meet. Let's not have sex ever again. So, person with the crazy penis, get that checked out. So, lady with 3 titties, what's going on? Let's see, let me fix my bandage here. Sorry, my leg is still kind of bleeding, so it's been off and on. 80% of my body is sleeping. 80% of my nostrils are sleeping. Cool, I live in a village called, how do you say that? Revesby? Right, Revesby in the UK. Lincolnshire, near RAF Basis 2. I live in the oldest house in the village. There's an abbey that does tours. That sounds intense. Check out my house. Look at my house, everybody. Hey, you, drunk guy, don't pee on my house. let's not pee-pee again. I'd like to see Alien or something like that, but not Ghost. I've seen everything. I think I saw Bigfoot once too. It was like, I don't know, 6 or 7 though. But I'm fairly certain because I saw something on the side of a gas station and it was like really dark and big and it was really scary. And then like 20 minutes later, there was a bunch of cops on the side of the gas station. And they're all searching around that area. I don't know. It scared the shit out of me when I was younger. Okay. Let's see. I got 2 more stories here. We can do this. We can do this. I live in Midland, Perth, Australia. A pretty shitty neighborhood. Went to walk in the servo tonight at 2 a.m. because we're bad people and relapsed on quitting smoking tonight. Husband just found out that his grandpa is terminal, and I wanted to grab us more so husband wouldn't have to wake up when he woke up. I stayed up late because I'm American, and I need to deal with stuff back home. I've lived in Skyline in San Diego, but I never honestly... But I've honestly never felt unsafe at night as a woman there. Not tonight. Halfway to the servo, I saw 2 guys on bicycles riding on the sidewalk. So I waited at the corner in the street lamp light until they passed. Sorry, this is kind of weird. So I waited at the corner in the street lamp until they passed. They kept looking back. I splayed my keys between my hands, kept walking, always looking back and forth each time, cautious about dark patches. Saw one of the biker guys coming up behind me. Looked back directly at him and didn't stop looking. He said hi. I grunted. He turned down the road up ahead, and I kept watching. Saw him dart back from the street and he turned down the crossroad in front of me and vanished in some bushes ahead of my path to the store. Looked back and saw another guy on the bike approaching. Suddenly this screeched into a closed gas station. I was approaching and whipped into a U-turn to drive straight at me. UTE. What the hell? What is this confusing? I was approaching and whipped into a U-turn to drive. Suddenly this screeched into the closed gas station. Okay, I see. Let me read this again, sorry. Suddenly this screeched into a closed gas station I was approaching and whipped into a U-turn to drive straight at me. I turned and started to run, and then I heard my husband's voice. He was the driver. I quickly ran back to him and got in the car. We hit up the servo and he went to the window. I stayed inside shaking, and then went home. As we drove home, we saw the dude on the bike prowling the street I had been walking on, slowly cruising and looking into bushes, as if he was trying to find someone. Also saw another guy on the bike doing the same thing on the other side of the street. I asked my husband why he came for me. Apparently the cats woke him up because they were freaking out over me being gone. Those 2 bike guys looped back for a reason. I have no doubt in my mind, innocent people up to nothing don't stalk women, hide in bushes, and then try to find out where the woman went. Fuck. Creepy bike stalkers, let's not meet again. I'll be honest, that story was a little confusing. Oh yeah, man, fucking... I was just stalking this girl. I was on my bike. And then this guy came in the family U and whipped the fucking U-turn. And then she got on the fucking call with him. Just trying to say hello. I don't know, I can't really do a good Australian accent. Oh yeah, man, fucking check your message in a bit. I just do that because that's how my voice sounds. That's how my friend's voice sounds. He's from Australia. Daddy narrators won't let you sleep. I've not been in Twitter like I used to be. Same thing. I haven't really been using Twitter as much. Fucking. Oh, fucking hell, man. I only have YouTube and Netflix. I've got Netflix, Disney Plus, Hulu. I got fucking everything. I even got Amazon Prime. Because I don't want to pay for cable. But I pretty much am paying for it. Actually, the cable is like 200 something bucks. So I think in total I spend maybe like 40 bucks on all my shit. But Disney Plus is awesome. I love Disney movies. Okay, we're on to the last story, guys. We made it. We made it. Okay. We did it, guys. Let's do this shit. Descriptions of animal. Okay, I'm just gonna read it from here. Last year I was living with some friends in a share house, and one of our housemates moved out. So obviously we needed someone to... So obviously we needed drugs, dude. So obviously we needed someone to replace them. One of my housemates, Ian, who was a very close friend of mine at the time, suggested a good friend of his that I had never met, Jenny. I had never met Jenny before, so she swung by the house for a cup of tea. For a cuppa and a chat. For a cuppa and a chat? So she swung by the house for a cuppa and a chat. Everything seemed okay, but I was sick and anxious the whole time she was here. I'm a very perceptive. I'm a very perceptive person, and I think due to surviving a lot of traumatic situations, I have a keen tune for sense, and when I find something is wrong with someone, I couldn't really pin it down why I felt so uncomfortable around her, so I let it go. She moved in, and instead of bringing the pet rabbit she mentioned when we first met, she brought 2 rats, a male and a female, and the female began... The female being pregnant. This rat gave birth to 2 litters during the time I lived there, and though it might not seem like much, it bugged me because I can't stand people who just let their animals breed, with no thought to their quality of life. Then came the second litter of rats, after the last of lot had gone to the pet shop. Not sure I believe that we're gonna take... Fuck. Not sure I believe that, but we're gonna skate past it. One of the males in the new... My brain's all confuzzled. Fuck. One of the males in the new litter developed a problem with one of the... Sorry, I just read a word. It made me laugh. One of the males in the new litter developed a problem with one of its testicles. That led them to becoming Fuck, dude. That led them to becoming ginormous, and the baby rat died. Jenny was away for a day when we first discovered it, and we told her when she got home that afternoon. The gangrene grew over a couple of days. She could have taken him to the vet at any point, but she didn't. We ended up reporting her to the RSPCA and took the rats away from her to raise them ourselves and find a better home for them. Anyways, Jenny was a weird one. Not the weirdest I've lived with, but she was neither home. Not the weirdest I've lived with, but she was either never home or locked in her room screaming and crying on the phone. I put it down to her having a tough time, probably dealing with the same sort of depression, or whatever the rest of us were dealing with. She's been living with us for a few months when I went away camping with a bunch of friends. Among them was a friend of Ian's who I'd met a couple of times named Brad. We hung out with our friend group and was actually very good. fuck. I ended up with our friend group. It actually had a few good, and actually had a few really good conversations. And during one of these conversations, Brad opened up a bit about dating Jenny. Not only was she emotionally and physically abusive to him, she also attacked him after he found out she was cutting the feet off of a bunch of baby rats for a few months. Wait. What the hell? She also attacked him after he found out. She also attacked him after he found her cutting the feet off of a. Fuck, man. She also attacked him after he found her cutting the feet off of a bunch of baby rats a few months ago. Obviously, they broke up. And because of this, Brad hasn't been super close to Ian for a while now. I have no idea why the hell Ian thought it was a good idea to bring her into the house. All of this was. My brain hurts, fuck. All of this was terrifying for me because when we got back, I was supposed to hold down the fort while my other housemate went overseas for a couple of weeks. So it would be me, my cat, and 2 of the rescued rats alone in the house with Jenny. Animal abuse and partner abuse are my 2 major signs of a future serial. Animal abuse and partner abuse are the 2 major signs of a future serial killer, and I didn't want to be alone attempting to protect 3 small animals from a violent animal abuser. The others didn't seem to understand how terrified I was, so I just moved out. Fuck the whole thing, honestly. I ended up couch surfing at a friend's place while my with my cat for a month, but it was better than living with someone like that. So, creepy boyfriend bashing, animal torturing ex-housemate. Let's not ever meet again. Oh yeah, we did it, guys. We read a story. No animal abuse in the chat. Holy fuck. Okay, I gotta do the outro here. Where's my notes at? I have it on my notepad here. Wrong one. Where's it at? Is it this? This? Here, I found it right here. Okay, so I'm gonna read this really quick. We'll read this, and we'll be good. Hey friends, thanks for watching the video. If you have a suggestion for the next video, I'd love to see them in the comments down below. Also, don't forget to hit that bell icon and hit all notifications to get notified when I drop a new video or stream. And if you'd like to get early access to my videos before anyone else, please consider supporting me on Patreon, where you get that and some other fun perks for just $1 a month. And I have my podcast now available with all my past videos that can be found on all major podcast services. I also have some new merch available on Spreadshirt. All links to these and my social medias will be in the description field down below. And remember, keep it spooky. And remember, keep it spooky. Keep it spooky. And remember, I just shit my pants. I should say that. And remember, don't shit your pants tonight. I don't know. What should we put at the end here, guys? And remember, number 15. Gigantic rat testicle. I will do that one. And remember,
Number 15. Gigantic rat testicle.
there you go. Bada bing, we got it. Perfect. Alright, just had to listen to it back again. Boy, don't make me laugh. I'm trying to sleep. Boy, Judith, you just came in. Now you sound like Lettery. Yeah, we kind of have similar outros. Do Joel. Hey friends, for just $1 a month, you can support me. You can support my butter addiction. Hey friends, I just found out I'm addicted to butter. I don't know, I can't do my voice that light. He has a very smooth voice, and mine is raspy. If you couldn't. That's why I can do the Corpse Husband so well. Corpse Husband sounds like he gargles like nails in the morning. Did you just say I gargle nails? I do not do that at all. How could you say that about me? I will absolutely skull fuck you and your mama. Anyway. And then there's, you know, Mortis Media. Good evening, folks. Just kidding. I can't do his. Joel actually does a pretty good Mortis Media. Anyways, okay, so we're gonna call it a night here. And let's see here. You know, I don't know if this is updated yet, but quick thank you to my patrons. You guys are all awesome. Thank you. Your names have been scrolling here on the bottom. I'm gonna just show you guys real quick. You know what? I have to update that actually. It's not showing everybody's name. I need to update that second list there. But anyways, hope everybody has. Wait, is it playing my audio? Can you guys hear me? Yeah, you can hear me. Anyways, you guys have a great night. I'm gonna play the outro now here, and I hope everybody gets some good rest. Okay. All right.